You need to be persistent. You have to be persistent. This month of June 2022 is all about you being as persistent as possible when it comes to things that mean to you the most in your life. You need to remember this, my gorgeous Aries, especially when it comes to the stage and the period in between the 11th and the 22nd of June 2022. You are going to be shown the way, but this way it's also going to kind of like seem a bit more complicated than what it actually is. The answer to that is your own persistence. Just remember, the more persistent you are, Aries, throughout the month of June, a more better outcome you are going to have when it comes to July and August 2022. In fact, it is all about your own persistence at a time when you think that things are like really difficult. Karmically, this is going to reward you. Karmically, you're going to get so much out of it, indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for June 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Erini, and it's for June 2022. Things are going to start moving forward for you, and I really like it. And the fact that you are having number 211 when it comes to numerology, that means that you are finally getting that balance back into your life. And there are two very important new stages that are going to manifest, that are going to come up, to very important stages. Just remember this. On another hand, there is going to be the situation this month where you are going to kind of, oh my god, the certain, like, okay, it's going to be the situation where there is going to be a complete and absolutely sudden change. Okay, this is important to stress and mention that that situation is going to come up at around the 15th, 16th and 17th of June 2022. But this is brilliant because it's all about the wisdom that you already have within you, which is going to be highlighted. On one hand, you're going to be like, oh my god, it's a complete and a sudden change, something is going to happen. But then on one hand, it's going to be like, oh my god, like you're going to be like really kind of worried a little bit. But then on another hand, subconsciously something is going to start happening here. Something is going to start kind of changing, something really positive and optimistic. It's at the same time going to start taking over, and it's going to be pure as water. It's going to be as clear as water. This in itself is going to bring you also, it's going to be the beginning of a rather important clarity, because that is needed for your own progress, my gorgeous Erinis. And you will see that that particular life, that particular situation which is going to happen, if it didn't have like a complete sudden change, you would still be kind of like on the same level. And this is going to help you to evolve. And I'm talking about the last 7 months. Things hasn't been happening as quick as you wanted them. When it comes to your progress, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your personal growth, when it comes to the growth from your own hard work. So this is going to be brilliant when it comes to your own progress, and you will see within the next few days what is going to happen. You're going to be left with no choice but to reorganize your life, and this reorganization, baby, it's exactly what you need. It's exactly what you want at this moment in time, at this moment in your life, at this moment in your spiritual journey. This reorganization is what you want. Because it's not only about like, oh yeah, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. No, baby, no. It's about you just starting the process of change, starting the process, of your own persistence at the same time. The more persistent you are, the more rewarding this is going to be. So this is something that you really need to remember, my gorgeous Erinis, because as I said, it's not only about the actual reorganization, but it's you just coming to terms with this. You're starting the process of change already in itself, and it's leading down towards an important progress in your life when it comes to finances, when it comes to financial situation, when it comes to your finances being rather solid. This is all going to reflect on this, and most certainly and most importantly, it's going to be all down to you and how responsible and reliable you are going to be with your own tasks at hand, and with you being again like keen, eager vigor and persistence, about things that you are well capable of, about the things that you love doing, about the things that are part of your life, part of your spiritual journey. It's to do with your passion. It's to do with the things that you love doing. It's to do with things that you love expressing yourself with, you see. So this is all going to make sense, you know. Just remember, it's time to be as persistent as possible. This in itself is going to be super obvious when it comes to the 23rd of June 2022, because what you're going to be seeing and what you're going to be facing, it's only going to work so brilliant for you, because after the 23rd of June you're also going to find yourself on like a, oh my lord, suddenly you're going to be bored with this, you're going to be bored with that, you're going to be bored with that part of your life, and you're going to be wondering and asking yourself, why am I not doing anything about it? But then this time needs to come up. And what time I'm talking about, my gorgeous Aries? I'm talking about you feeling this need to move on. Only you can feel this. Only you know when you're going to be ready. And of course that this is to do with you wanting more out of life, because you are going to find yourself after the 23rd of June on the spiritual quest. And this is all about you choosing to make the big life changes, you know, and this in itself is going to show you exactly which change of priorities do you actually need to make, you know, which change of priorities you need to make in order to kind of make a really big step in your life. You know, this is all about pushing forward, you know, indeed, and it's all about you need to understand that it's about the progress, but it's going to be quite steady progress indeed. That in itself is going to be even more important. Why? Because by you realizing by the end of the months, this steady process that I'm talking about, it's also going to give you the relevant confidence. It's about the confidence that you are going to get through your own progress, you know, and this is brilliant because at the same time it's going to help you to accept the challenge which is going to arise within the last 2 days in June indeed, and that in itself it's going to bring you one of the biggest recognitions in your life, one of the biggest promotions in your life. So pay attention to what is going to be happening and what is going to be going on within the last 2 days of June 2022, because you are going to get a lot of answers then and there as well. Absolutely brilliant. Or what else I was going to say, that at around the 20th of June 20, there is going to be quite, you know, important contemplation that you are going to have. Just remember, at around the 20th of June, there is going to be an important, but 20th of June, it's very strong, but it could be at around, it could be 19th, 20th, and 21st, 22nd, but the 20th of June is very strong when it comes to this energy, you know, about you having a contemplation. And this contemplation is so significant because it's also going to help you to gain overview over your life, you know, and it's on another hand also going to help you to kind of like a really integrate certain things, you know, into your life through your own reflection. So this is really important when it comes to that contemplation, because at the same time it's going to increase your understanding, you know, and it's going to help you to detach yourself, you know, from the part of your life that you no longer want to be part of, but you were just really worrying. This in itself, it's pretty much so the next stage of this is going to be like, my goodness, you know, it's all about the actual you know, the finances, and it's all about you kind of like a really having the great outcome out of this, not only when it comes to your own finances, my gorgeous Aries, but this is all about you kind of having a really nice rewards out of it, reaping rewards. But it's not only financial, it's to do with your own stability, but it's also to do with the way you're gonna feel. It's going to make you feel so much better about yourself. It's going to make you aware there's so many things in this life that you actually can look forward to, because it's all about, you know, this vibration, increasing this powerful vibration around yourself. But then again, once you increase your vibration, you know, there's so many things that become crystal clear that haven't been crystal clear before, and this is what I'm talking about. This is very important stage of your life, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. And also, you know, at around the mid-June, you are going to come across with the person here, oh God, you know, and it's going to be very kind of strong in sense of that person who you're going to come across. It is going to have a quite heavy and quite dark energy. When it comes to their vibration, there is something not quite right. So you're going to come across that person, and the problem is that you are going to have a bit of a problem when it comes to having a difference of opinion, you know, and that in itself, it's like kind of like you need to be very careful here, because this is to do with your life. It's to do with you kind of like really looking forward towards a certain aspect of your life, but then again someone is just going to kind of like create a little blockage, because you are going to need to discuss something really important with like this particular person, but then again that person is going to be connected to the next stage and the next step of your life when it comes to your future planning. So the problem is that there is going to be like this person will be very heavy and very strong, and sometimes when people are very heavy and very strong, their energy is strong. It's like a bit of an energy vampire. They take like kind of certain power over us, and they impose their opinion on us. So by the time we go away and we realize, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do, then you realize the power of this like kind of negative people with low vibration, the way they can turn things around for some reason in their favor. So this is what you need to remember. You need to pay attention to that almost immediately, my gorgeous Aries. Indeed, as soon as you become aware of someone with a different opinion, with a very strong and different opinion to you, then you know this is going to cause delay, because somehow it's going to put you towards the fear and towards the negativity and towards the completely kind of unnecessary apprehension. So you just need to skip that part of your life. And how you're going to skip that part of your life? Skippy no, I'm joking. Skippy you know how you're going to skip that part of your life? It's just basically about just staying true to yourself and follow your own intuition, okay? And this is how you're going to protect yourself from this type of energy vampire that I'm seeing here right now. So when you become aware of someone with like a difference of opinion, very strong person, you know, this in itself is going to cause delay. So what you have to do, you must, you know, if you give more value to someone else's opinion or advice, you know, rather than your own, this is going to cause you delay. Okay, this is going to cause you delays. So this is why you have to work with yourself and follow your intuition and respond to things around you like in a very sufficient way, where you're completely staying true to yourself. I'm not saying that you're not true to yourself, but you will see exactly what I mean. And also you will hear an amazing news, like my goodness, my gorgeous Aries, you are going to hear an amazing news when it comes to the in between the 17th and the 30th of June. And this news that you're gonna hear, it's gonna be brilliant, because it's gonna make you feel so good, because you will know exactly like what effort exactly do you need to make towards something very specific, towards the very specific goal that means to you so much at this time of your spiritual journey. So this is why this is gonna mean to you so much, okay? It's about knowing exactly which goal do you need to put like the biggest amount of effort here, and it's gonna be different to what you would normally do or what you would normally go for. But hey, this is the power of us allowing our spirit and our soul to guide us with our own intuition, rather than, again, you know, giving our power away to someone else. So this is something you need to remember. On another hand, my gorgeous Aries, when it comes to the actual healing, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to health and things like that, I want to say how important it is to try to reconnect with nature again this month. I know I said this before, but by doing this, you are going to increase your energy. This is going to affect your balance in the best possible way. It's going to help you with your own grounding. It's going to clear so much of the actual negative energy. In fact, just spending half an hour within the nature, hug the tree a little bit, you know, touch the ground, just close your eyes and feel the ground beneath your hands, feel the ground beneath your feet, you know, just ground yourself, feel its power, and transfer that power into yourself, and then exchange that power with the nature again. You know, you're just doing this circle, you're borrowing this absolutely magical power, but you're returning it back in the nature, and you and the nature at the same time are getting something really wonderful and very powerful out of it. You are going to get so much out of it, my gorgeous Aries, because the blockages are going to be cleared. What does that mean? That you can spend a little bit of like a meditating like within the nature, sitting by the water, sitting by the river, sitting by the lake, sitting by the sea, if you are lucky enough to live by the sea or by the water. But because the water is very, very spiritual, and it also kind of helps to clear so many blockages, you know. And all you need to do is just sit next to it and absorb this wonderful energy as much as you possibly can. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Get that energy going. You will not going to be aware almost immediately, like kind of like what this is actually going to do to you, my gorgeous Aries. But when I say that this is going to clear the blockages, you will see like a couple of hours, within the next couple of hours, like after you kind of like finish grounding yourself, after you finished your meditation, after a couple of hours, within the next 2 hours, you will see that suddenly there is a very interesting idea that is going to come to you. And that's not all. It is the idea that it's going to come to you with a very much so almost immediately kind of you will immediately be able to realize the timing, how long it's going to take for that idea to happen. So this is, you see, this is going to be your elevated experience when it comes to your spirituality, that is going to make you aware that little bit further, that little bit extra. And this is going to happen at the perfect time of your life, because it's going to motivate you. You're not going to be able to understand where this is coming from, but then at the same time you're going to feel this very strongly. So this is what I say, that when you go to the nature and you spend some 20 minutes in the nature, it's enough, you know. And this is why this is going to reflect on your balance, my gorgeous Aries. This is so important for you to do, indeed, to ground yourself and make the most of it when it comes to this wonderful energy. Okay, so now I'm going to see the first date, my gorgeous Aries, but before I go there, I would highly recommend you to get Nellit. Absolutely brilliant, super powerful, very strong and very unique and very advanced pendant. It's called Nellit, and it's a natural combination of, you see, it's the tiger's eye and another crystal, a mix, like naturally, you know, natural combination, they're naturally mixed. They're naturally found like this, of course, and it's basically just created its own, it's created like kind of its own like super powerful crystal. For example, it's so strong and it's so powerful. On one hand, it helps you to get rid of the very destructive patterns, but on another hand, it protects you from evil eye, and also, most importantly, it will completely help you to actually unlock your pineal gland, your third psychic eye. It helps you to connect to your third psychic eye. Third psychic eye, our pineal gland, is one of the most powerful parts of our bodies, but we have to work with it. There are things that we need to do, there are things that we can do, there are things that we have to do, you know, that in order to kind of unlock our pineal gland. And that in itself makes you so much more spiritual. It opens you up so wonderfully when it comes to spirituality, but suddenly you're like kind of getting so much more that you didn't get before. Where you were like kind of really scared, you are not really scared, because you kind of understand the way bigger picture and way bigger picture that you could have ever understand before. And this is the power of third psychic eye. There is so much more to it. Like, oh my god, I could talk about it like for hours, but now in this instance, you know, my gorgeous Aries, this is why I would need you to kind of wear this in June, July and August, every single time when you want to understand more, when you're facing the situations and certain things in your life and you can't make sense of it and it's worrying you, it's scaring you, and then you wear this, and then you, on one hand, you feel protected, but you're already kind of getting closer to the truth that you weren't close before. And this gorgeous Nellit comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below, and it's right at the bottom of the description, you know. And by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. And having said that, when I said that it's in the description, you just need to kind of go to the bottom of the video and just press on a click more, and you will see it's going to expand it, because you see just a part of the description. But if you press like a read more, click on a read more, for example, it's going to expand it, and you will see the links right at the bottom of the description where you can buy this. But this is something I would highly recommend you, my gorgeous Aries, and thank you so much for buying from my store, because you're supporting this channel, so thank you. So the first important date is going to be on the 6th of June. So on the 6th of June, you are going to have just a little bit of a storm here, which in itself, it's really kind of, you know, it's going to make you feel just like a little bit negative, and it's going to make you feel like a little bit like basically uncertain. You know, it's all about having an uncertain outlook, because, you know, in between the 1st and the 6th, and in between the 1st and the 5th of June, you know, you're going to be expecting a certain change. You're going to be expecting something really big to happen, but that is going to be really slowed down so much, and it's just kind of getting a little bit slower than what you thought, and this is going to affect you in a way of thinking, like, oh God, you're going to be worried a little bit. But then again, by the time you get to the 6th of June, this is all about you kind of like really thinking about that so much, and also it's just like, oh God, it's just going to create just a little bit of storm here. But then again, it's more like through your own feelings and emotions, because it's going to be about the uncertain outlook. This is important, because that uncertain outlook, it was only kind of happened to you when it comes to your way of thinking, purely because you came across someone who was quite narrow-minded, and that in itself creates a little bit of conflict, you know, conflict of opinions and things like that. So that in itself also was kind of the next step, natural step of that, was like internal conflict within yourself. Let me just tell you that this is so important to actually happen. This is so important to happen. Listen, I know it sounds like, oh my God, dark Lala, it's all negative, dark, oh my God, let's get out of here. No, baby, no. This is so important to happen, because when it comes to the 7th, 8th, and the 9th, and the 10th of June 2022, it's all about you biting through and taking a very decisive action. And that decisive action that you are going to help is just also going to help you so much to restore order, force applied with sensitivity. You know, this is absolutely brilliant, and it's also going to help you to reconnect yourself with yourself and do the right thing when it comes to your own devotion. Very important indeed. The second date, and before I go there, my gorgeous Aries, look at the other pendant I would like to recommend you. It's like absolutely mind-blowing. Look at this, absolutely gorgeous. My third psychic eye, my third psychic eye. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look, it looks like a glass. It's like so unique, you know, it's like tourmalated quartz, and indeed it is like a natural quartz with the pieces of a black tourmaline. You know, it's so powerful, because the natural quartz is just have this ability to open you up really spiritually. You're doing the right things, you're focusing towards the right direction. It's just brilliant when it comes to nice and gentle and beautiful balance, and it makes you really wise, you know. But on another hand, why black tourmaline works so perfectly with this, you see, it's also the fact that it's actually black tourmaline is going to protect you. Almost immediately. So the clear quartz just open you up spiritually, and that can drain you a little bit, you know. But then again, black tourmaline is there to protect you and to help you out with the grounding and things like that. And it also has got such an amazing power. What I like about this, and it's really quick and it's really fast. Look, it looks like a glass, but it's as tough as anything. Thousands of years ago, they used tourmalated quartz in order to make tools. You know, it's so strong. They were using this to cut into different, like, very heavy and very hard materials. You see, this is how powerful this is. But what else I was going to say, that it has got a power when, oh God, when you feel a little bit anxious or negative, or like, oh my God, like spaced out, like, oh God, in a completely different dimension. It depends what's going on around us. It depends what we are going through. It depends what's happening in our lives. So when you have a feeling of like, oh my God, I feel so weird, I feel so anxious and things like that, this has got the ability to bring you down, like almost immediately. Just remind you, just touch it and remind yourself, oh my God, it's here. And then just almost immediately it just brings you back down. It's like a must. And also, you know, it helps you to really kind of get rid of the rather destructive patterns in your life as well. So it's absolutely brilliant. So this tourmalated quartz comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. But buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. So thank you very much for that. The second important date, my gorgeous Aries, is going to be on the 21st of June. So the 21st of June, you see, this is brilliant, because now the 21st of June, it's also the beginning of the process of your own culmination. It is an important outcome that you're going to become aware of here. And this outcome is going to be actually really good, because at the same time you needed that outcome in order to not only realize that you are approaching the end of a huge problem, but it's also going to help you, to actually come up with the conclusion. It's about an important conclusion, and that in itself, it's going to be highlighted again on the 27th, 28th of June 2022. So it's all about your own duration that it's going to become obvious here. You're going to realize the power of your own consistency. You're going to realize the power of your own continuity. You're going to realize the power of your own kind of like endurance. This is absolutely brilliant, because it's all about strengthening your own stability and having a very deep commitments within yourself. Also the 21st of June, it's going to bring you an important message, and an important message that you're going to have. It's going to put a big smile on your face, my gorgeous Aries, because you will know that you are reaching a very important time in your life, and it's all about an important completion, where you were so uncertain, and you had lots of doubt and hesitation, and that made you feel really unstable, and now that made you a little bit sensitive. So now you're going to realize, oh my God, this is before the completion. As soon as you get that message, you will know that this is a very, very sacred time for you, because a very, very special part of your journey is coming to a very, very interesting point here, and you will know what I mean, because it's the whole new motivation that is going to come through after that moment in time. The last date, my gorgeous Aries, is going to be on the 30th of June. Now the 30th of June, this is absolutely, it's all about your own victory, stability, because something that you wanted to happen for such a long time, and something that you waited to happen for such a long time, finally it's gonna be a really good news when it comes to that. This is going to even really reflect on your well-being. This is the time of healing, so you will see that on the 30th of June and onwards, there is so much energy that you are going to have. And it's just what I'll also like on the 30th of June, to basically, you also need to remember to keep going. You are on the right path. You are going to find the extraordinary in the ordinary. And this is also a very, very good sign of a spiritual awakening. You're about to find the extraordinary in the actual ordinary, my gorgeous Aries. So remember to keep it simple, and also use discretion. It's time to kind of slow down and pay attention to the actual details. This is very important, because by the end of the day, on the 30th of June, there is going to be an omen that you are going to have. There is going to be a sign that you are going to have, and that sign is really gonna help you aware. It's gonna make you aware of exactly who is like a good influence on you, who is a good person to follow, and it's also going to show you a bit of a hidden enemy. So this is going to be such a superb time for you, because it's going to help you to remove yourself from the devilish people and the devilish energy. It's only going to highlight the right path that you're on, that you're doing the right thing, because at the same time, this is going to start the process of release from bondage, and beginning of understanding that you didn't have before. It's your sign that you're reaching towards enlightenment in your life. Very important, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to happen in the first part of June, mid-June, and the last part of June. Just briefly, the first part of June, you just need to come out of yourself. You need to communicate as much as you can. You need to talk as much as you can. You need to put your foot down. You need to express yourself. Take a leadership role and step into the spotlight. This is very important, to communicate your vision as much as you possibly can, and who cares what other people think. This is important indeed. The mid part of June, there is a really important something really good is going to get back to you, and I'm so happy here, because at the same time, this is going to happen quite unexpectedly, but it's also going to happen at the right time, when you're going to get such a nice, interesting idea as well out of it. It's worth to pay attention to this. The last part of June, just remember, you are going to learn so much about yourself within the last 11 days of June that you're going to have a very strong kind of feeling to learn more in terms of education, in terms of advancing yourself. Please take this as a God's blessing. Take this as a gift, in the last, 11 days of June. Just remember this. Within the last 11 days of June, you will want to learn more. You will want to kind of like a really pretty much so you will have a feeling for your own reflection. By the same time, pay attention to detail because there is so much that you're going to see and understand, because this is the time of evolvement. You're evolving so much, and by the time the last 11 days come, you will be able to see things differently. So you will see what I mean when it comes to like knowing exactly what you want to learn, what you want to read about, that very interesting things that are going to come to you that didn't come to you before. So this is going to be a very powerful sign indeed. So now, my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship. Now, this is a brilliant time for those of you in relationship because it's to do with the justice. Okay, the justice is coming to both of you. This is so important because there is a good news that you're going to have, and this is going to make you feel so good. It's to do with the process of justice, but it's also going to work in your favor. It's going to be really brilliant, but it's going to make you feel so good about yourself, both of you, and you're going to find this really rewarding. After that moment, you will know exactly what next steps do you need to do, what next steps do you need to make. When it comes to those of you that are single, like ooh la la, it's around the time when you become aware of the certain message through someone who's very consistent in your life. There is going to be a very special message that you're going to get through from someone who's super consistent in your life, somebody who's very loyal in your life, for example. So you're going to get this message. I'm keep on hearing something. Okay, anyway. You're going to get a message from this like a person who is very consistent, very loyal, and this is going to be an important news. And that news, it's going to really be connected to you realizing almost immediately and knowing like it's to do with an investment, and this is brilliant. And that is going to lead towards you a really kind of finding yourself at the beginning of a quite interesting little adventure. On the part of that adventure, this is all about a new initiative which is going to become the part of this adventure. And that adventure, it's also going to require from you to explore a little bit. When you start exploring, you're going to become aware of even more possibilities. It's about an initiative, like about this investment initiative, new stage, but you're going to become aware of even more possibilities. And that in itself, it's going to put you on the path with someone really interesting. As soon as you become aware of the actual unlimited possibilities when it comes to the part of your life that you weren't aware that you could have so many possibilities around it, and as soon as you become aware of this, this is going to be at around the time when someone really interesting starts like kind of like really manifesting themselves. Someone is going to manifest themselves in your life at that moment in time. And when it comes to like is between the 21st and the 30th of June, you're going to come across that particular person who is about to walk into your life. And I like this person so much because that person is going to change every single aspect of your life and even if you're not aware of that person immediately, like in June, don't worry, you may become aware of this person in June or even July or even August. But what June is most certainly going to bring is the beginning of this, like the whole new initiative. It's going to require from you to go somewhere else, to do something different. So it's all going to happen along those plans. So you will know that this is a really big part of your life, an important part of your life. It's going to be impossible not to notice this. So you will know through which kind of like a psychic channels this is going to come through which dimension, and how this is actually going to happen. You will be able to feel it, but you're not going to be able to explain. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.